Sawadee. My name is Parichat Wallen. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I would like to show you how life is in one day. Today is July 25th, 2020, and it's during pandemic, and what else I will be doing in a day. First of all, you've got to put a mask on. Yes, COVID-19 is going on. You cannot leave Minneapolis without wearing a mask. So first of all, here we go. I always like to put double mask on. It's not easy that you have to wear a mask all the time, but once you think about how important it is to actually save yourself and also set an example. My husband and I are exhibitor. We work at the state fairs, markets, festivals, and stuff like that. But since the pandemic started, we decided that we just want to just stay put, stay safe, and being at home. I'm not usually staying home longer than 2 weeks. If I don't work, I will be visiting my family in different part of America. I normally would be in North Dakota right now, and then I will go to Wisconsin State Fair, then I'll come back to Minnesota State Fair. If I have a chance to do something else, I would probably cook. Right now, I do cook for my friends. Talking about cooking, why don't I start by showing what I've got in my kitchen? I wake up in the morning, I make sure all my dishes are clean and put away. Here's my refrigerator. The boys, when they were little, those are Avery and JJ. I got a bunch of eggs from family from Hutchinson. They're a farm out there. Look at my refrigerator. This is what you are eating, you guys. I kept everything pretty nice and clean in there. I also have a freezer outside. I want to show you around a little bit. I love arts, and all the arts in my house I got from people I met along the way. This is from a family from up north and where I'm from in Thailand. That is actually from Wisconsin, and some sign. Okay, let's back to the kitchen a little bit more. That is my stove. I kind of like keep everything pretty much empty and pretty clean. Joe has been such a good help. He has been cleaning so well. I want to show you this little mask right there that's also from Thailand. And up here, I made that. Ted taught me how to do that. I want to show you this piece of art that I got from north of Thailand. All these is like pretty much like hand stitched and everything, every single beads you can see from the back like that. Let me fix it up there a little bit. Pan the camera over here. I want to show you these little piece right here. It made from these couple that I met over in Minnesota State Fair. But this is something from India. This is a piece of work that it's batik on hemp. I got these in the back of the big alley, little alley and big market in Chiang Mai, where I'm from as well. This is the aprons that I got. You know, the family, once they know that I start cooking now, they give me those. Anyway, these are my guilty pleasure. It's things from China. They're all hand stitched, handmade on silk. This is some work that I got from a friend from Poland. The couple, like a Polish couple, and of course, you know, there's a little tuk-tuk right there. I got that from Thailand as well. That is also from Polish guys. That's the kids. Jenny gave me that, and some pictures of us and pictures of the kids right there. And there you go again. I love that tuk-tuk. I This is a piece of work from a friend of mine. She's original from Turkey. She's beautiful, real talented. I love her work. She gave me that piece for our friendship. I do have this little piece of art. It's actually something that hand painting on an old piece of drifting wood. This is a small piece of work that done by a couple who were originally from Vietnam. I move along. There's some more pottery from China that I got from a friend of ours. His name is Bob. This is something that I pick up along the beach market. There is always someone there that makes some painting out of wood. A lot of things, something like that was from Japan. JJ went to Japan and he brought me some of those. But this is actually also from Japan. But this is actually from South America. There was this man who participating at the International Bazaar, and he was my neighbor. He gave me that. Come over here. There is something that made from wine barrel and something like antique knobs. It screw right into the wood. They use it for coat hanging. And these are something that I got from a friend of mine. His name is Ben. He gave me these, and that hat kind of representing Ben a little bit, doesn't it? He loved the hat as well. But I got the hat from a friend of mine who also sew baskets. This curtain is something like handmade that I like to cut handmade out of scarf, a silk scarf, tied it with handmade paper that I got from Kanika. Her name is A, but we call her Crazy A. She used to sell those flowers as well, but she stopped. She's a nurse now. This is the trunk that I got from a rummage sale a long time ago. I really, really like them. I owned it for like almost 20 years. This plant right here belonged to me. I got it from my son, JJ. After high school, he went to work at a garden. It was his first real job. There he is right there. And this right there, another piece of pottery from China. I use it to keep my tip from selling food for my friend at Chiang Mai Thai. This thing is again something from north of Thailand where I'm from. It's hand painting on old piece of wood. When JJ was in Japan, he stayed with this family. The family sent him home with these calligraphy that the one of the parents, I believe, is the mother who made, who wrote these. That is actually her hobby. She also sell those as well. Anyway, here is another member of our family. We have two dogs. That's Lola. I don't think she's in the mood to meet anyone right now, and that's Magic. Oh, there you are, visiting my home. You get to see my animals. You get to see my house decorations. It shows a little bit more about myself. But here I am, gonna walk you outside where I keep my food that I cook for all my friends from Chiang Mai Thai. I used to work at this restaurant. The restaurant is not available anymore. It closed many, many years back. And then there was another restaurant that the owner opened for several years, and they closed again because of the pandemic as well. Um, so when my friends at Chiang Mai Thai found out that I was going to cook for a living, just at least to bring some money in, because we don't go out and work right now at shows and stuff. So this is my storage, my food shelf, the shelf that I keep all my food, all the ingredients, that I use to cook for my customers. I should say that my friends slash customers, my customers slash friend. I do bring something for myself that's it's not for sale. It's just some refreshing and some other things that I need um, that is actually out of place. I do have keep my all receipt right there, lots and lots of receipt. I haven't been actually counting, but a ton of receipt there. So this is a rack of my aprons racks, my do rack, my scarf and bag and stuff that I use to carry when I go to grocery shopping. I do have some more work right here, belong to a friend of mine, Tom and Renee. And this is a special piece that I got from One Pin, one of my best friends, my sister. It said money floating in. It's good. And this is part of a coconut tree right there. Now you're gonna go. It is July 25th, 2020. I had to say hi to my little friends next door. Before you go out, you have to make sure that your car is clean. Pandemic has been around since March, and we have this COVID-19. America right now is doing pretty bad. People still don't know how bad it is. So my son always made sure that we keep the house, wiped out, have the car wiped out with alcohol. So I went out yesterday. I went to get some grocery for my food, for my cooking. I need to clean it before I go out again. So it's getting really annoying that, but you can't leave your guard
And
down.
we are at the Strites' house. Shell and Tom. They may have gone up north already for the week. They were celebrating their anniversary, 25 years. And we thought we'd just drop some eggs for them, but we may have missed them. Looks like they've already gone. And that's A, and her new getup.
Maybe the kids will come up.
One of
The kids
her
are going to. Since we live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, I chose to spend my day on July 25th, 2020 at this special site. Can you guess where I'm taking you guys? 2 months ago, I would say on Memorial Day, George Floyd was killed by 4 police. He was actually like murdered. And for what happened, it got everyone really upset. But the protest started here in Minnesota, and the protest started everywhere in America. The protest was actually like worldwide. I'm sitting right here, right in front of his memorial site. There was a painting right there. It is a Saturday, but you can see there aren't a lot of people. 2 months ago, I was here, and there were like thousands of people. Right now, if you drive through this area, which is 38 and Chicago, it became George Floyd Square, and there is some sort of monument in the middle right there. Right here, there's quite a bit of painting, the mural painting that created and performed by local artists. The alley right here, I used to come through here sometimes. I would buy a quick cilantro or something that I need, from the grocery where George Floyd went in and then later on came out, and he died from being pressed on his neck until he lost all his breath and died right there. All my friends are who are Thais are interesting in this case. I make a video back in the day on YouTube and show them what is going on. That's something that we need to aware. We Thai people, we may not come out here too many times. We might not come across this situation. We a little privileged that we live. A lot of us live in suburb, and they're pretty safe side out there. And coming to these areas sometimes make them and their family nervous, which is sometimes they shouldn't be too nervous about being around here. These people who live here were just people like us. George Floyd Memorial Site right here. When I came 2 months ago, right here is a completely covered with flowers, signs, and different objects, baseball hats and shoes and teddy bears and something kind of like that as well.
Abolish police. I can't breathe. Black Lives Matter. Heal, invest, uplift our community. We lived here for 20 years, you guys. There are some quilt over here. Okay, so, oh hi, there he is. This is something that people have been gathering together to do something meaningful. So today I'm spending a day over at the George Floyd Memorial Site. It happened like in Memorial. Is it you know, honey? I think this is 25th, right? This is 25th, and it was actually happened on May 25th. It was Memorial Day, Monday. Yeah, it was. So it's been 2 months exactly. Okay, I think I'm gonna give a shot of this
So you
one.
should come and see, like, and also to the hole in rock, all named, starting down there at the other end.
Floyd chants. From tragedy, love must prevail. Our cry for tragedy demands change.
Here we are, right in the middle of George Floyd Square, Chicago, and 38th. It is July 25th, 2020. This is live in a day of Parichad Wallen and Joe Wallen. We are appreciating what's happening to our world, appreciating what our friendships to the world. We are appreciating our life together. We are safe. We are trying to be in control of ourselves. We may not able to control other people, but at least we do what we can. We wear a mask because the pandemic is hurting a lot of people, and we don't want to find out how it is like hurting us. The list of name of black people, colored people who were killed by policemen. I'm not saying that the policemen are not important. I'm not saying all the policemen are bad. I'm just saying that a lot of time police are not really doing their job, especially for what they're doing to George Floyd was totally unnecessary. The only time that I needed a policeman was a year ago when I had an accident. It was like 40 degrees and it was the day before my birthday. I had an accident. I waited for the police to come. I called 45 minutes. I called again. Three of us called and nobody came. Actually, the police did say like, hey, everybody doing okay. Let the insurance taking care of it. Just drive away. Likely the only time I ever encountered police is when they're writing me a traffic ticket. So I also live in the neighborhood. If I would have too many balls, too many wheelbarrows, or too many cars in front of my house, my neighbor will be calling the police, a city cop or something like that, to come into my house and tell me to move that stuff. I live in that area that if I try to burn an extra leaves from the seasons ago, my neighbor would call a fireman. So they'll bring a fire truck and come and tell me to put out the fire. So my choice of living, my choice of lifestyle, I don't really need to have those extra police. They're wasting my money. After visiting George Floyd's site, I went to the temple and picked up 120 egg rolls from a friend of mine. Her name is One Pen. She made me some egg rolls. So, that's it. All done. I would like to actually show you how my freezer look like. Come over here and take a quick look. I want to show you how my freezer look like today. It's pretty full. It's pretty tight, very tidy and nice. What do you think? Everything's in there, ready to go. For the rest of my day, I would like to show you how I make my kombucha drink. I have been busy cooking, so I have not been finishing up my kombucha. I like to put up music on while doing my work in the kitchen. I look like a lunatic sometimes. So, these are the containers that I'm going to transfer my kombucha tea into. I will need to ferment it for a little while with 100% fruit juice. So I'll show you how it works. But first of all, you always have to keep your hand clean. So I constantly have to clean my hands. Now you can see that I will put all these cultures into a bowl. There are more in the big jar right there. There are more in the big jar right there. Let me repeat. I have been doing this long enough and I have too much of the cultures, however you call it. Clean hand is the key. I'll show you like the whole entire bowl looks like. There you go. Yikes. It doesn't look too delicious, doesn't it? You need to transfer the tea that you fermented into another container that you will mix with the fruit juice for flavor. Right now, you still can drink the tea after you take the culture out. The culture should be put it in a container and either re-ferment for another batch or put it in the fridge. As you can see, I pour the tea into another container. So that container right there will be filled up to the top with 100% fruit juice. The container is so big that you can see that I need to put into more than one bottles. So I will get more bottles. So from here, I will need to transfer the kombucha tea that I fermented it a month ago into more containers. It can be any kind of containers. You just have to have part of it kombucha tea and the top part will be filling up with 100 fruit juice. Make sure you have to airtight each container. I had container done and I will finish another container. Most important thing to do is to dance while you're doing it. Beside dancing, you can see that it takes a lot of strength to carrying up that big bottle. So you can check out my guns. Very strong arms for a woman. You can be one of these too. All you have to do is just do a little bit more push up. Haha. I'm just being funny. So here we go. Pretty much all set with 2 big bottles of tea and 2 small bottles of tea. I will later on figure it out what kind of fruit juice I want to add it in. I haven't thought about that yet. And here is the whole culture, the mother that I brought it out from the fermented batch earlier. I will put it in the fridge and wait until next time I can make the kombucha tea again and again. Voila. Now do you see what I have done in a day? What are things I have been doing besides dancing and being goofing around? So I hope you all enjoy what I've done today. Live in a Day, July 25th, 2020.